Namaste, everyone. Good morning, and you are all very welcome to this Sunday morning's mindful online yoga class. And I'm delighted to have you all here. So, we will start by bringing hands to the heart center and just take a time to connect with the breath. Set your intention for today's practice. And I will say a little prayer in Sanskrit. ॐ सच्चिदानन्द परब्रह्म पुरुषोत्तम परमात्मा श्रीभगवती समेता ॐ भगवते नमः हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम तत्सत् Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I welcome you all for today's class, which is very special because except I think one or two, most of you have been here for consistently all the 5 weeks. And fifth class is focused on Bliss Body or Anandamaya Kosha. We have been working with the yogic body model. And just to recap quickly, I'm sure because every time I talk about this, so you are becoming familiar with the yogic body model. So the outside, the most dense layer is the Annamaya Kosha or food body. The second layer, which is Pranamaya Kosha or breath body. And the third layer is mind body or Manomaya Kosha. And then the next layer is Vijnanamaya Kosha or wisdom body. But today we are talking about the most subtle, most inner layer, which is, as you know, that it is just a little energy. It's not visible and it can only be experienced. And by saying and by doing, we won't experience this. This is something that will come to you on its own time. So I don't want to create any illusion about my yoga class. And this is very, very high state of awareness and consciousness that can only be experienced through regular practice for a little glimpses. Even then it doesn't stay. Like, it is within you. It is in you, but it cannot last because it's a pure consciousness, pure state of awareness that can only be experienced through very high level of practice and through very heightened state of awareness. So in Advaita Vedanta, so when we talk about Vedanta, I'm talking about thousands of years old Indian scriptures that described about yoga because that's where yoga comes from. So you must become familiar with these words like Vedanta. Vedanta means the whole juice or the whole sar of yoga. So the whole concept of human consciousness is all started from these ancient scriptures that are at least 4,000, 5,000 years old, or even probably more. So in Advaita Vedanta, when they describe Anandamaya Kosha, they talk about Karan Sharira. Karan means causal, Sharira means body. So causal body. And then they talk about causal mind, which is Karan Chitta. So Chitta is mind and Karan means causal. So when we work with our causal body and causal mind, then we bring this balance in this body and mind. And mindful yoga is all about bringing balance. Yoga itself is all about balance. The foundation of yoga is only balance. So once we become balanced, in the way we live our life, the way we experience this life, then the more and more we get closer to this bliss body. So, bliss body is nothing else, but it's an inner divine spark. It's a pure light. So, pure light that is in all of you, in everybody. Like anybody who has a human body has this divine spark within them. But some people live their whole life and then they die, but they never go near this inner divine spark. Some people make some effort, some people don't make any effort because they are just born with their karma. They're born in that state of consciousness that they are in ananda the whole time. Like you will know if you ever came across any such person, you will know. You don't even need any description, they don't need to do anything for you, but you will just know by their presence that they are very pure, conscious, truthful, honest people who just have this energy that everybody likes to be with them because they spread that happiness. So, you don't sometimes have to do anything to be in Ananda because Ananda is a state of pure bliss. It's a pure joy, pure happiness. Ananda literally translates as joy. And joy is something that does not depend on any reason to be happy because normally we always look for a reason to be happy. So we will be happy because we have got a new house, or we will be happy if we become this or become that. But then you will always be chasing something. And when you're always chasing something, you will never experience a bliss body. The only time is now, the present moment. This moment is the moment where you can create what you want, but without chasing it. So that means if you are fully present in your this now moment, in this present body, in this present mind, because this is the only moment that we have. Nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. So we must focus on this present moment to experience this inner light, this inner divine spark that lies within us all. Because if I go more in detail, I'll just keep talking the whole time, and I don't want to do that. I want you to experience yoga. So it is really connecting with your Atma. Atma is your soul. And soul is something, again, it's an energy that does not vanish ever. It's an energy that keeps transforming. So energy neither be created nor be destroyed. And this energy can only change forms. So Atma or soul changes bodies and it transforms from this body to the next body. So in real sense, you never die. Your energy was always here and will always be here. I may not look like this, but I will still be here in some other form. Okay? So it's a very, very deep meaning and deep explanation. But all you have to remember is the prayer that I said. Satchitananda. Sat, Chitta, and Ananda. Sat means truth. Chitta means mind. Ananda means bliss. So if you are in true in your mind and in your body, if you are in a joyful state, so if you ever know that there is no reason, but you are just so happy that the happiness is oozing out of you, you're just in that state of bliss and joy. I don't know if you have ever experienced this. I have several times. I can say that with my hand on my heart. Lucky me. I have experienced lots of time. There is, and actually, you know what? Sometime my son will give out to me that you just keep laughing for no reason. Why are you laughing? And that can be annoying for some people. But I don't know. There are times when I just feel like I'm so happy, I just can't hide it anymore, and I have to express it. And I don't want to hide it because the more it comes out, the better it is for me and for this world. So it is contagious. The more you are happy, the more you will spread happiness around you to your loved ones. So I want everyone to at least experience few moments of bliss and joy and happiness. So, on that note, give me a big, big, big smile that comes from here, from heart. A big smile. And even science says that our brain is actually, you know what? I mean, I won't call it fool, but you can fool your brain. You can trick your brain. So, if you smile and laugh, even without any reason, your brain will not know any difference and it will start releasing those endorphin hormones, because endorphins are like happy hormones. So when you just laugh and smile, it is like it works both ways. So if you deliberately smile for no reason, it will release endorphins. And if you are already practicing all this and you are in a state of bliss and joy, then also it will release endorphins. So, if you scientifically, researchers have proven that your brain releases these happy hormones and you feel in a state of bliss and joy. And that's the foundation of laughter yoga. People in India practice a lot, like they'll go 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, they will gather in park, and lots of groups of men or women will just stand in a circle and start laughing for no reason, and they'll all look at each other and they'll laugh even more, because everyone looks so funny when they are laughing, and that increases the happy vibration on this planet earth. So when they are standing and practicing laughter yoga, they are actually spreading happiness for the whole world. Okay, so I want you all to practice this and actually laugh with me. So we are going to do it literally for just 1 minute, but don't hold yourself back. You're all on mute anyway. I won't be able to hear you, but I can see some of your faces. So make your best effort to put the most funny face and laugh as much as you can. Laugh as hard as you can. Okay. So take a deep breath in and your spine straight. Normally it is done standing, but because of my technical reasons, I'm going to do it sitting. So take a deep breath in, fill your lungs with the breath, and bring a gentle smile to the face. Open your eyes and start laughing. It's a good sign. I can see somebody even need tissue. So sometimes when you are so happy that the tears roll out of your eyes, and those tears should be welcomed. So this is how you are going to get anywhere near your bliss body. Be as happy as you can. There is nothing, to be honest with you, my only purpose in life is to be happy and to be joyful and to be peaceful. Rest, everything comes secondary. You know what? All these material achievements are important, and I do focus on them from time to time, but the main focus is on being happy. Once I'm happy, I can create a lot of other things, but I have to be happy. I have to be in that good space to create anything else that I want. So, we'll do a little bit of yoga now. So, I will start sitting and then we will do some standing poses. Okay. A little bit more back. Yes. So, bring your both, interlace your fingers and bring them at the back of your head. And press your head against these palms of the hand. And press harder and release. Now bring your right hand out and place it on the left side of your head and just kind of imagine that you're pressing, not only imagine, you are pressing against your palm. So press it without forcing from the neck, just the contact point between the palm and the head, and release. These are the pressure points. Now bring the left hand out and place it on the right side and press with the right side of the head on the left palm. Press. It's very good for headache as well. And release. Now interlace your fingers and bring your arms above the head. Stretch your arms overhead. Look up. So your drishti or your gaze is on the ceiling. Looking up and release. Now bring your right palm on the mat and raise your left arm overhead and start to gently lean on the right side. So stretching your left side of the body and leaning over to the right side. Palm facing downward. Exhale and come to sit in the center. Now raise the right arm parallel to the ground, left palm on the mat. Exhale and stretch and lean over to the left side. And feel the stretch. Feel how it feels in your upper back. How does it feel in the lower back? How does it feel in the shoulder? And those of you who have back pain, just work with whatever is available to you today. And inhale and come to sit. And just take one deep breath. Now bring the right hand to the left knee, left arm behind you, and looking over your left shoulder. Inhale and come to center. Exhale, twist on the other side. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind, looking over your right shoulder. And inhale to the center. Now raise your right arm and bring your right hand to your left ear. And gently start to stretch the neck a little bit on the right side. So you're stretching the left side of the neck and the head is leaning over to the right side. And feel those muscles that are really pulling in the neck. So between the neck and the shoulder, these are the important muscles that usually hold a lot of tension. So you're releasing that tension which is stuck in these muscles. And release. I could even hear a little click in my neck. Good. And then raise the other arm, so your left arm, and placing the left hand on the right ear, gently pressing and stretching the right side of the neck, feeling that stretch between the shoulder and the ear. All these muscles are stretching. And is there any sensation at the back of the neck? Is there any sensation at the back of the head? Because mindful yoga means connecting with every sensation that arises in the body. And inhale and release. Take 2 deep breaths. And now coming to tabletop position. So on your hands and knees. I might just tie up my hair. So while you're in tabletop position, just make sure that the wrist joint is directly underneath the shoulder joint and knees are hip width apart and the head is nicely sitting between the shoulders. And start to lower the upper body down. So just bringing the face near the mat and come up. And now look at your hands. All 5 fingers are stretching. They are far apart from each other. So this is called Hasta Bandha. Hasta means hand. Bandha means lock. You're using the hand lock to hold yourself in this tabletop position. Now I want you to turn your hand in the other direction. That means your fingertips are facing the knee joint. So I have simply turned around and my wrist joint is literally facing outward and my hand is facing inward towards my knees. And now I'm turning my hand outward. So turning the hands towards the wall or outer edge. And then again bringing it back in its original Hasta Bandha hand lock position, where wrist joint is directly underneath the shoulder joint. Now start to stretch your right leg. Inhale and stretch your right leg behind you. And stretch the left arm in front. Maintain the balance. It's about bringing the equilibrium. If it hurts a little bit in the joint, it's not going to do any harm. Continue, but do not force anything. If it's too much, come back to its original position. So bring the hand back, bring the knee back. And take 1 deep breath. And now stretch the left leg behind and right arm in front. And your drishti or your gaze is on the outstretched right hand. How does it feel in the shoulder joint, especially the hand lock, which means the left arm? And bring your hand back, bring your knee back. And start to make a circle with the hip joint. You can make as bigger and a wider circle or a circle of figure of 8, whichever seems available to you today. Just enjoy this movement. So make a circle. And come back to your neutral tabletop position. And start to raise the right arm up. Fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. And looking at the ceiling. And exhale. Bring this arm down, scooping under the left arm. And bring your right side of the head and shoulder on the mat. And take nice few deep relaxing breaths here. So hip is high, heart is low, head is low. Normally head is always high. And inhale and come to neutral tabletop position. Now again, inhale and raise the left arm up, looking up, stretching as if there is a fruit hanging on the ceiling and you want to catch hold of that fruit. Look at the ceiling. And exhale and start to bring this arm down, scooping under the right arm and bringing the left side of the shoulder and head on the mat. Hip is high, head is low. How does it feel in the neck? Because head is twisted. So you're looking on the right side. Take few nice deep breaths here. And come to neutral tabletop position. And now curl the toes under. Or even before that, actually, what you can do is bring the top of the feet on the mat and send your hips back to the feet and stretch the arms in front of you and go into child's pose or Balasana. Make yourself comfortable in Balasana because Balasana is not supposed to be painful. So if it feels uncomfortable on top of the feet, if you want to go on your tippy toes, or I don't know, if you want to go on the change, like adjust yourself, make yourself comfortable. So head is on the mat. And now from here, start to raise your head and come to sit on your heels. So sitting on the heels. And raise your arms overhead. And raise yourself up from the feet. So sitting straight with only like raising. So you've raised yourself up from the heels. The way it is. This one anyway, and then I will move the laptop. So bring your hand on your ankles. This is Ustrasana or Camel Pose. So looking at the ceiling. And release. It is a little bit tough. Ustrasana or Camel Pose is a little bit tough. So if you can't manage to do it, it's absolutely fine. And now I'm going to move the laptop so that we can do some standing poses. Now let me know, can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. So now we are all standing. Bring your hands to the heart center. And stretch your arms in front. And palms facing to the ceiling. Bring them over to your shoulder. And elbows come together. Elbows meet each other. Inhale and open the elbows. Elbows go outward. And then exhale, elbows meet again. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbows come together. And keep repeating this several times. Again, we are releasing any stored, because the pure joy and bliss will only come when we release all the stored tension in the muscles. And now we will do inward movement. So start to bring it. We were doing outward movement of the shoulder joint. Now we are doing inward movement. But the same concept. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, elbows meet. And you can feel probably a little bit of ache in the shoulder joint, which is absolutely fine. So do it as slow or as fast as you like. And release. And just stand in Tadasana or mountain pose and take few deep breaths. Now step with create some gap between, about 3 foot or more gap between the 2 feet. And open your arms. And start to turn your right foot on the short edge of the mat. If you are standing like me on the long edge of the mat, then turn the right foot on the short edge of the mat. And make a Konasana or triangle pose. So start to bring the body down towards the right foot. And the right fingertips are on the right foot, inner side of the right foot. And the left palm stretch up, looking up. Your drishti or your gaze is on the outstretched left palm. And come up. And now repeating on the other side. So turn the right foot in and turn the left foot out towards the short edge of the mat. And just gently kind of shift the weight a little bit on the left side. Both arms are open. And start to bring the left fingertips near the left inner edge of the foot, inner edge of the left foot. Head turning to look up at the outstretched right palm. And opening the chest here, making sure that you're not closing the chest. So adjust the shoulder of the right arm and see how that opens up the chest. And finding your comfort. I know it's hard, but if you can find, go beyond the sensation. And inhale, come up. Now while you are in this pose, putting the hands on your waist and turning the right foot out again towards the short edge of the mat and bending the right leg. and the left leg is straight, and opening the arms for 𝙈𝙤𝙬𝙗 or Warrior 2. So looking at your outstretched right palm. This is a power pose and it's really good for pelvic floor muscle. We are all women in this class and it is so important for us to strengthen, and you can actually engage your Mula Bandha. So try and squeeze the muscles in and around your front and back passage. Gently, just kind of squeeze them a little bit. And pull your belly button in towards the spine. And release. And bring your right foot in and left foot out. Bend the left leg. So bend the left knee and opening your arms. Your drishti or your gaze is on the outstretched left palm or left fingertips. And pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And release. Now facing both feet towards the short edge of the mat and bending the front leg. So your right leg is bent. And raising both arms overhead. And joining the palms together overhead. And gently leaning slightly backward. Only as much as your body allows. If it doesn't, then just stay with the spine straight. And feel how shaky the back leg feels. And that's okay. That means muscles are getting stronger. And even front leg might feel a little bit shaky. Shakes are always a good sign. We should put a welcome mat to the shakes. And release. And coming to the center, hands on the waist, turning the left foot out, bending the left leg, and bringing the other foot also to face in the same line, so as if you are on a train track, and raising both arms overhead, looking up and joining the palms together and bending slightly backward. For Veerabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. The chest is open. And feel every sensation in the calf muscle, in the quadriceps, in the thighs. And release. And come back to stand in Tadasana or mountain pose and take 5 nice, deep, relaxing breaths. Because you don't have to kind of be in pain or work too hard with your body to get the results. Even if you take, like actually it is important for muscles to be rested in between and to kind of allow the body to settle down a little bit in between the poses. So that's why it's good to take a break and relax. And now we will do some balancing poses. So standing straight in Tadasana or mountain pose, start to raise your right foot off the ground and just see how it feels. If you feel comfortable, place your right foot on your shin or on your inner left thigh for Vrikshasana or tree pose. Hands either near the heart center in prayer position, or you can open your arms up like a tree. And trees do move even there is a windy day. So for somebody it might be a very windy day, for somebody it might be a very sunny and still day. And welcome those movements, like that we must embrace everything that our body is giving us. And open the chest and lengthen the spine. And see how you can lift yourself up a little bit from here. So lifting the hips straight with the spine, lifting the body, crown of the head pointing towards the ceiling, and gently release with the same grace as you went up with. And take nice few deep breaths here in mountain pose. Now shifting the weight mentally on the right leg and lifting left foot off the mat. Putting left foot either on the shin or on inner right thigh. And bringing hands to the heart center or opening arms. And try and feel the muscles in the standing leg. So in this case, it's the right leg. How are the muscles? How is the hip feeling on that side? Can you lift the hip up a little bit? Can you lengthen through the spine in this pose and still maintain the balance? Or if you're swaying like a tree, that's absolutely fine. And notice the breath coming in and going out. And do not get frustrated if body does not do what we want it to do. Because body has its own mind. And release. And take a few nice deep breaths here. You can close your eyes and just feel the breath flowing in through the head to the feet. And now coming to sit and lie down actually on your mat. So we'll do some lying down poses and that will bring us to the end of the practice. So lying down on the mat and raise your right leg up and bend the right knee and wrap your arms around the right knee and bring it close to the chest and lift your head up and see how close, like I can touch my nose to my right knee, but if you can't, that's okay. And release. Now bend the left knee and wrap your arms around the left knee. Lift your head up and bring yourself close to the left knee. Inhale and release. Now bend the both knees and wrap your arms around both knees and rock yourself from left to right And this is not simply just enjoying. Well, if it is, then what's wrong in enjoying? Because we are practicing to be closer to the bliss body. Okay, but if you are just enjoying this, that means you are massaging your vertebrae. And now open the knees and bring your both arms inside the knees and catch hold of your toes, your big toe. So catch hold of your big toe and keep the knees bent, but you can lift the feet up towards the ceiling. And this is called Ananda Balasana or happy child pose. So now you can, like, how children sometimes even bring their toe near the mouth, or they just, catch hold of their toes and they smile. So I want you to really bring a big smile like a child and be really happy and enjoy the movement. Big smile on the face. Ananda Balasana. Happy child's pose. And release your feet on the mat, but keeping the knees bent. So keeping the knees bent, feet on the mat, arms on the side of the body. Inhale and lift the hips and torso off the mat, making a bridge pose, or you can also call it 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙙𝙚𝙤𝙤. What I will do, which is available to me, is to bring my heel close and catch hold of my heels from my hands. So making a complete bridge, but you don't have to do that if it is not available to you. So the head and shoulder and feet are on the mat, rest of the body is lifted. Exhale and release, vertebrae by vertebrae coming down on the mat, placing the hips back on the mat. And now opening the arms on the side of the body and bringing knees on the left side, bringing knees on the right side. So just kind of windshield wiper movement from the knees, just to neutralize the spine. And if it is available to you, then you can practice or safely try whatever you can for the wheel pose. If it is not available, then just do the 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤 again, which is a bridge pose. So those who can't do wheel pose, they can do bridge pose. And there is no competition. Yoga is not about competition. So I will do the wheel pose and bringing the feet on the mat, bringing my hands near the shoulders and starting to lift the hips off the mat and then my head off the mat. And releasing, bringing head back down first and then coming vertebrae by vertebrae and releasing, and then now again windshield wiper with the bent knees, bringing on the right side, left side. Your windshield wiper speed could be at 1, 2, 3, 4. You choose what speed you want to go. You can even bring your arms to cactus arms, so just elbows bent slightly if there isn't enough room for you to open your arms. And bring knees in the center, bring knees to the chest, wrap your arms around, and again just rock and roll on the spine. Spinal massage is really, really good for spinal health. And it will release any blockages that are stuck in any of the chakras. And before we end, just last one for the back. So bring the feet together, open the knees, and catch hold of your feet. So this is really good for back pain. And looking at your feet, arms straight, and now start to lift the head towards feet, like curling up in a ball. And release. Now you can straighten your legs, and we will do a long meditation today because we are trying to get closer to our bliss body. So I will come to sit, but you all keep lying down in Shavasana. Relax your arms, relax your legs. The sound of the bell, connect to your breath. Take a deep breath in. Feel the breath going in through the nose, filling the lungs, lowering the diaphragm, and rising of the belly. And all the way, breath is passing through the feet. And then exhaling, starting to pull the breath from the feet all the way up to the belly. Belly going down. And exhaling, the lungs are also that area, rib cage is constricting. And the breath goes out. See if you can feel all these things happening with each in-breath and out-breath. Every time mind starts to wander, just bring it gently back to the breath. Feeling the breath traveling in the body all the way from head to toe. Can you feel the breath? Because breath goes in every single cell of the body. Can you feel the breath in your head? Can you feel the breath in your face? Can you feel the breath in your throat? Can you feel any sensation in the clavicle bone, around shoulder area, in your back? Do you feel the movement in the back? Feel the breath coming in and going out. And start to feel that love for this body. And say mentally, I love myself. I know I'm amazing. I know there's no one like me. I'm absolutely superb. I can achieve anything that I want. I love my face. I'm so beautiful. Bring a gentle smile to the face and say with full feeling, I love myself. I know I'm amazing. I'm so beautiful. I love my body. This body has been so good to me. So what if it needs a little bit of care from time to time? So what if it gives me a little bit aches and pains from time to time? But I love my body and I know that it heals itself. And feel that energy of love traveling to your heart center. Feeling that love in the heart. And that pure love energy rising in the heart, traveling through the whole body. That beautiful purple energy traveling through the whole body. See that purple color rays washing down all the pain out from the body. Healing every area of the body that needs healing. You can direct this energy to the area where you feel the ache and pain. Practicing silence is really important for feeling the bliss body. It's the silence that will bring you closer to this pure divine light. The bliss body loves silence. What happens to the mind when we are silent? Is there still a chatter going on in the mind? Noticing that chatter, that inner dialogues, that inner radio that is on the whole time. Can we silence this for one breath? And when you are ready with the sound of the bell, you can open your eyes. Turning on your side, on your right side, and coming to sit. In your own time, bringing hands to the heart center, bringing your thumb near your third eye between the eyebrows. And bringing this attitude of gratitude to this ancient wisdom of yoga and promising ourselves to experience more of this Satta Chitta Ananda, Satta, truth or true, Chitta, mind, Ananda, bliss, the pure consciousness, the pure joy is the same thing. Every time we are in pure joy, we experience pure consciousness. And thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. And I will end the recording and then we'll have our little chat.